All right. Today is June 8th, 2022. It is 2:56, 3 o'clock. My kid's about to come in, and I just saw this video. It's about 8 minutes, so I want to look at it and see if I have anything to add to some of the other videos that I did a review with Amber Heard's lawyer, Elaine. Let's see this.
A trial watched by millions around the world, ending in a stunning verdict in favor of Johnny Depp. Last week, a jury found that Depp's ex-wife, Amber Heard, had defamed him in a 2018 Washington Post op-ed. She's been ordered to pay more than $10 million in damages. Heard, who plans to appeal, won just one of three claims in her counter lawsuit against Depp and was awarded $2 million in damages.
We are grateful, so grateful.
Depp's supporters cheering the verdict, and Depp's lawyers, Camille Vazquez and Benjamin Chu, who became public figures in their own right during the trial. Legions of viewers on YouTube and social media hanging on every word and gesture.
Ms. Heard has told you that she has mountains of evidence of abuse, but there are no medical records.
Ms. Heard lies. She lies all the time.
Heard's team has alleged a coordinated social media campaign by Depp's side, turning public opinion and ultimately the jury against her.
They went home every night. They have families. The families are on social media. We had a 10-day break in the middle because of the judicial conference. There's no way they couldn't have been influenced by it.
So if she's saying this, there's no way the jurors would go on social media. What does that tell you about your client? Especially when she herself, at the open statement, she claimed that what do you call this? That bruise kit was used. Was the exact same bruise kit she used to cover her bruises.
Now, you also heard them say that all kinds of people saw Amber that week, and she didn't have any bruises on her face. Well, let me show you this. This is what Amber carried in her purse for the entire relationship with Johnny Depp. She's an actor. Do you honestly think she would have left her apartment ever without makeup? Do you think that she ever would have wanted other people to see her bruises and her cuts? This was what she used. She became very adept at it, and you're going to hear the testimony from Amber about how she had to mix the different colors for the different days of the bruises as they developed in the different coloring, and how she would use these to touch those up to be able to cover those. She also used concealer, foundation. You'll hear from a makeup person that Amber didn't even leave her bedroom without having foundation on. And one of the people that was at the building testified. He said she had makeup on and it would have covered that bruise.
About this, because remember, the timeline's important here. Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, the last time they were together was 2016, May 21st of 2016. Really, the last time they were together as a married couple, other than some other meetings and phone calls. But let's take a look at what Milani put out on TikTok regarding this cosmetic palette that Amber Heard said she was carrying with her throughout her whole, well, like her attorney said it. She hasn't said it yet, but during opening statements, she's saying she carried this in her purse the entire time she was dating Johnny Depp. So that would have been 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014, 2015, 2016. So let's play the clip. Okay, so basically Milani is saying they didn't manufacture, Joseph, this palette, this color-correcting product, this specific one that was held up in court until 2017. So that would have been after she would have been with Johnny Depp. Now you're kind of backpedaling, at least through your spokesperson.
So this is a huge point. It is an unforced error, but that's an unforced, embarrassing error. And the reason why it's so important is that her lawyer brought that up. She sponsored that evidence. She sponsored that argument. And to now come back and say, oh, well, we were wrong. We were just using that to demonstrate something. I mean, you're the one who's supposed to know the case. And that is a huge unforced error. It makes the defense look like everything they're saying, or at least on that point, is just like, I mean, they're just trying to patch up or come up with some kind of patchwork defense to these allegations. You could have just said, well, she has a cover-up. She has cover-up that she used. Why identify the brand? Why hold it up? Why hold it up in front of the jury in opening statements so that later the company says, we didn't make that at that time. Oh, we didn't mean this one. If the lawyer knew that they didn't make it, she should have just said, look, we didn't make this one at that time. We don't have the exact one she was using, but this is just for demonstrative purposes. But she said this one right here. And they're going to be able to show that that one wasn't in production. I mean, it's terrible. It's an unforced error.
Do you hammer on that as Johnny Depp's attorney during cross-examination? Obviously, Amber Heard now knows that that product wasn't made until 2017. So, will you? She's going to tell us the products she uses, right? Aren't we going to get schooled in a lesson in what products Amber Heard uses to cover bruises, cuts, etc.?
Yes. Questions are all yes. Any lawyer would get up there and say, you sat there during your lawyer's opening statement. She's your representative, right? She's your chosen lawyer. She got up there, and to this jury, these folks, this is how I would conduct the cross. You sat there and you knew at that time that your lawyer was she was talking about this cover-up. She was alleging this was the makeup that you used. And you knew that entire time that she was misrepresenting something to the jury, and you never corrected it. You never said, you know what, she's wrong, or you're wrong, or encouraged her to get up there at some point during the trial, at any point, and say, you know what, it was a mistake. You allowed her to actually say that to mislead this jury, or to potentially mislead this jury. She can say whatever she wants. The jurors are going to remember that.
Once Amber Heard is on the stand, she claimed that that wasn't the exact thing. So why is she putting this out there, especially based on what they say Amber Heard's team have said in court with that bruise kit? And if you guys been following it, because after Elaine have said that in court, the company that made that particular bruise kit, I don't know, to cover her bruise, came out and said this was not out until I don't remember what time, but the time that Amber Heard was claiming she was using it to cover her bruises, it wasn't even available. Okay, but once she's on the stand, she says something completely different. So this is something the court should look at. Why would you say that on national television? All right, let me move it back a little bit. I hope it makes sense with that.
Conference. There's no way they couldn't have been influenced by it.
A charge that Depp's team denies, saying the outpouring of support for the actor is nothing but authentic. Depp thanked those supporters yesterday in his first post on a newly created TikTok account, writing, "We did the right thing together, all because you cared." And joining us now are Johnny Depp's lawyers, Camille Vazquez and Benjamin Chu. And a quick disclosure, my husband has done consulting work for the Depp legal team, but not in connection with this interview. So with that aside, let me...
All right, before I continue, there was something that I was thinking. The same access that Johnny Depp fan had to the court, guess what? Amber Heard fan had the same access. If they really wanted to support her, they could have sit online the same way that Johnny Depp's team were online to get into the court. All right, it was a free. You don't have to pay. You just have to sit your ass there and get be online for a certain amount of people that they allowed in the court. It's not like it was preferable treatment. All right, so let me move back. All right, she said her husband...
But not in connection with this interview. So with that aside, let me ask you, did you speak to your client right after the verdict? What was his reaction in the moment?
I think just an overwhelming sense of relief. I was speaking with another friend of ours, a mutual friend of Johnny's and ours, and he said, I haven't seen Johnny smile like that in 6 years.
The weight of the world is off of his shoulders. He's got his life back.
As you well know, the law does not favor a plaintiff like Johnny Depp.
And he did say he wants his life back. As soon as they did the closing argument, he flew to England and he's been enjoying his life. All he wanted was the truth to be heard and know exactly what happened. And that's exactly what happened. Whether he win or lose, I don't think he will care. But what Amber Heard and their team are doing, I think it's provoking him to go after the money. These people don't learn a lesson. Just leave it be and follow the law. Just follow the law. Some of the things that they doing, especially Amber Heard's lawyer going on national television, making those stupid accusations when there's a law to follow, that probably gonna piss him off and say, okay, I was gonna be nice, make a deal with you, maybe you didn't have to pay me all this money, but now you're pissing him off. That's the way I see it.
In a defamation case like this, the burden is very high, the threshold is high, and he crossed it. Frankly speaking, were you stunned at this victory, Ben?
I don't think so.
We had ultimate confidence in Johnny and the jury and the facts of this case, and you can only hope that the jury will see it. And in this case, they did, and the verdict was overwhelmingly in his favor.
Like I've said in some other videos that I did regarding the case, and there's so many more I want to make, it's just a matter of time, is that so many different profession can view this case in many different ways. Like for instance, yesterday I came across someone who does picture, photographer, was trying to see how Amber Heard could easily change the lighting and the picture. It didn't even take him a second to do it. Just the first try, he was like, oh my god, I think he used opacity or something like that to change the lighting and the picture. And then he point out certain things, hair and that looks the same as the old one. I mean, my goodness, these people, they take people for stupid. And you have all this profession to do all this analysis to see where of origin of things. Two different pictures have the same file number, took the same exact time. So my goodness, they're really taking people for the ride. They think people are stupid. All right, let's continue. I'm sorry.
Overwhelmingly in his favor.
I should mention the jury did find Mr. Depp responsible for defamation for one of the statements made by his lawyer. It accused her essentially of staging a scene in furtherance of an abuse hoax. How do you square that finding with the rest of the verdict, Camille?
I think it's just the verdict is overwhelmingly positive for Johnny, and it was unanimous. There were 7 people that decided he was defamed.
Amber Heard's attorney.
You see, that's the way you should answer the thing. I mean, I'm pretty sure if it went the other way, she probably will say the same thing. You have to respect the jurors. But Amber Heard's lawyer seemed like it's blaming everybody but what she did. She didn't even, because Miss Vasquez will keep objecting to some of the things that she was saying, Elaine, where she can even come up how to question a question to the witness.
Objection, Your Honor, leading. Objection, Your Honor, leading.
That's not offered to,
and hearsay.
Sustained.
Your Honor, it's prior consistent statements.
It's leading.
Objection, Your Honor, hearsay.
I'll sustain
Your
your
Honor,
objection.
Your Honor, may I approach?
That's fine.
Objection, Your Honor, leading. Calls for hearsay.
Yes.
Objection, Your Honor, hearsay.
Their suggestions.
Objection, Your
you didn't
Honor,
tell
can
me
we
about.
approach? This is, again, an approach. Objection, leading. Objection, leading.
To this.
Objection, leading. Calls.
I'll sustain the objection.
Thank you.
Was
Objection, Your Honor, hearsay.
All right. When there's objection, please stop.
Is that true? Or false?
Objection, Your Honor, leading.
Your Honor,
and
she absolutely did that.
It's leading.
objection, Your Honor, lack of foundation.
Relating to your nose.
Objection, leading.
Sustained.
What, I said, what if
Foundation,
anything, Your Honor?
hearsay.
What if anything? It's not the cure-all. It's sustained.
Objection, Your Honor, hearsay. Objection, Your Honor, lack of foundation. Objection, Your Honor, lack of foundation calls for speculation.
Do you recall? I'm trying.
Right here the day after the verdict, and she said the jury had not been permitted to see certain evidence that would have bolstered and verified Amber Heard's claims of abuse, in particular therapist notes. What is your response to that, and was there evidence that was suppressed for a valid legal reason that might have made a difference?
I think that was very disappointing to hear that and to hear her impugn the character of the jury, and the evidence came in that should come in, and the judge was very fair to both sides.
I think so too. She cites the UK judgment. As we all know, Johnny Depp sued The Sun, a newspaper in the United Kingdom. He lost that case, the judge finding that claims by the newspaper that he was a wife beater were substantially true.
And let's not forget, it was one judge who had pretty much the whole case under his hand. Okay? Prevent certain things to come in, and then he's the juror and everything, the judge and the juror. So unlike in the US, you have the judge and then 7 jurors who will decide the fate of Johnny Depp. Okay, 7 against 1. So you tell me. And then there's a lot of things. When you go on Twitter, there's a lot of connection between Amber Heard, the judge, the person who wrote the article, and the Sun. And all of this, there's a whole bunch of connection. People should take a look at that. But let's continue.
Now, Amber Heard's lawyers say that judgment should have come into this court case. What say you?
First of all, the UK is a complete jurisdiction. Whatever happened in the UK is completely different from the US. Keep that in mind.
Was a different process,
Yeah.
right? And also, Mr. Depp and Ms. Heard in this case were the parties. They had different disclosure obligations. So we disagree. The overwhelming evidence that was presented in this case in Virginia far exceeded what was presented in the UK, and we believe the jury got it right.
As you know, this trial was very closely watched. Social media certainly took off in a way that we've seen high-profile trials before, but this is the social media age. Do you believe the jurors saw any of that, were swayed by any of that?
No, I don't think there's any reason to believe that the jurors violated their oath. And again, that suggestion was disappointing to hear.
Yeah, I mean, Amber Heard's lawyers said so. She said it would have been unavoidable because it's on TikTok, it's on social media. I mean, in the old days, you'd tell the jury before they went out, don't read newspapers, don't watch the evening news. Now it's everywhere.
It is everywhere, but at the same time, they were admonished every single night. And they had a tremendous amount of respect, I think, for the court and the process, and they were doing the best that they could.
Yeah. Support for Johnny Depp online was exponentially greater than for Amber Heard. Just one example on TikTok, the Justice for Amber Heard hashtag has 27 million views. Justice for Johnny Depp, 20 billion.
Wow.
Heard's attorneys have suggested that perhaps this is because of an orchestrated campaign on behalf of Johnny Depp.
The woman was lying
about an online campaign.
Okay, the thing is that the woman is constantly recording the guy. It seems like, okay, just speculation. Gave her a template and then say, go find that and create something like that. Okay, now she's instigating Johnny to do something so she could use that against Johnny. Luckily for Johnny, not luckily for Amber, but luckily for Johnny, he is a mellow person. He's dealt with that. He's seen example prior to that, which is his mother. Every time he knows, he's aware certain things are about to come, he knows where to go. Find a safe place or get out of the situation. Because if Johnny had done one thing, just one out of what Amber Heard have instigated, that would be it for Johnny. That would have been it. My goodness.
On behalf of Johnny Depp.
That is utterly baseless. In fact, very early in the case, the prior Chief Judge White had thrown out a count in the counterclaims that related to that. It was absolutely absurd and baseless.
And you know for a fact that neither he nor his agents nor anyone tried to, in some way, pay for or otherwise encourage this kind of social media activity.
False. Categorically false.
Why do you think the jury didn't believe her? Because when you look at the verdict, it really comes down to that. The issue was, is what she's saying true or false? And by their verdict, they said it's false.
Well, my sense is that it had a lot to do with accountability, that Johnny owned his issues. He was very candid about his alcohol and drug issues. He was candid about some unfortunate texts that he wrote. And I think it was a sharp contrast to Ms. Heard, who didn't seem, or at least the jury may have perceived that she didn't take accountability for anything.
As you know, this has been closely watched, and in the Me Too context, some people have wondered whether there is a larger resonance to this trial, whether it sends a message. Do you see any larger message beyond the case you tried?
No, I mean, frankly, we don't. We're here to talk about the case that we tried, right? We encourage all victims to come forward.
That's right.
In court,
yeah.
Which is exactly what happened in this case.
Do you feel confident in your appeal? Ms. Heard does intend to appeal.
We feel very confident that there are no errors that would justify any kind of successful appeal.
And then finally, I have to ask you, not since OJ, perhaps, has the trial been so closely watched and the lawyers become famous people in their own right. What has that been like for you, particularly you, Camille? I think I saw someone on social media get a tattoo of your face on their body, which is weird.
It's been overwhelming and surreal, but to the extent that I can encourage young women to stay in school and inspire them to pursue a legal career, then it's all worth it.
Well, I understand you got a promotion yesterday to partner.
Yeah.
Well deserved.
I was going to say, about time, other partner, right? Camille Vasquez, Benchu. Just saying. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Let me look for that promotion while I'm in it. Let's go on Twitter. Let's write Camille Oops, how did I spell it? Okay, Camille Vasquez. I think I bookmarked it, but I don't want to spend too much time. Okay, congrats. Okay, so this is it. It was a dark one. Will I get the promotion? Let's see. Camille Vasquez, let's say. Johnny Depp, Vasquez. Okay, so let's do this one. That's not what I was looking for. That's it. This is the one that I was looking. Okay, Brown Rudnick. We are pleased to announce that Camille Vasquez has been elevated to partner. She was a key member of the litigation team that won a jury verdict last week for actor Johnny Depp and his defamation trial against ex-wife Amber Heard. Full announcement here. All right, let's go into that. I'll put the link in the description. You guys could check it out. Orange County, California, June 7, 2022. Brown Rudnick is pleased to announce that Camille Vasquez has been elevated to partner. Vasquez joined Brown Rudnick Orange County office in 2018 as an associate in the litigation and arbitration practice. She has more than 10 years of experience as a trial lawyer in high-stakes dispute, including defamation cases, contract dispute, business-related torts, and employment-related claims. Vasquez was a key member of the litigation team that won a jury verdict on June 1st, 2022 for actor Johnny Depp and his defamation trial against ex-wife Amber Heard. Quote, "We are delighted to welcome Camille to the partnership," end quote, said William Baldiga, chairman and CEO of Brown Rudnick. Quote, "Historically, we have reserved this announcement for the end of our fiscal year, but Camille's performance during the Johnny Depp trial proves to the world that she was ready to take this next step now. We are incredibly proud of her and look forward to what she will accomplish as our newest partner." End quote. Vasquez stated, quote, "I am delighted that Brown Rudnick has given me its full vote of confidence by having me join the partnership. I'm proud of the uniquely talented team I've had the privilege to lead, which exemplify teamwork and collaboration, and I look forward to continue to represent Brown Rudnick's culture of excellence." Vasquez is 2010 graduate of Southwestern Law School and received her bachelor degree magna cum laude from the University of Southern California in 2006. Okay, about Brown Rudnick LLP. Brown Rudnick is an international law firm that serves clients around the world from offices and key financial centers across the United States and Europe. We combine ingenuity with experience to achieve great outcomes for our clients. We deliver partner-driven service. We incentivize our lawyers to collaborate in the client's best interest, and we put excellence before skills, focus on industry-driven, client-facing practices where we are recognized leaders. Our lawyers and government relations professional work across the United States and Europe with office and key financial centers beyond the United States and Europe. We serve clients around the world. All right, so this is their number. I guess that's in Manhattan. Okay, Stephen Clark, 212-219-4932. All right, so that's it. Please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to help support this channel, there's a PayPal link in the description. You could donate, and it will be under my other channel, which is Pure YTE channel, but it's the same. All right, so that's it. Thank you for watching, and thank you for your support.